Been doing a bit of thinking about this coming harvest, and especially about canola, because canola's a good price and likely to have a good yield this year, which is good for everyone. So I'm just doing some tests, and now this test is on a Class 8 machine. We're presuming that it's full 12 metre spread, and so we're doing a full chop and spread. So I've done some calculations. I know that there's a couple of them very close because we did them last year, as in these 7 kilometres an hour ones. And so we did some tests between 5 kilometres an hour to 9 kilometres an hour at $600 a tonne for the canola, and we did the same tests for $850 a tonne for canola. Exactly the same machine, exactly the same losses. It's just $850 a tonne. Class 8 machine is $700 an hour. So you can see from the losses here, just say this one here is at $600 a tonne, and it's 13 kilos per hectare loss, or $56.58 a tonne. Now remember, HarvestCalc includes the machine cost and the grain loss cost in that result. So that one was at $600 a tonne, and so this one is at $850 a tonne, still same 5 kilometres an hour, 13 kilos, just 58.06, that's a little bit more. So another way to look at these things is on HarvestCalc, you can graph them. So if we take all the $600 a tonne ones, losses, you can see quite clearly that going slow at 5 kilometres an hour, you're sure you might have less loss because, okay, there's the loss. This is just straight separator loss, no head loss. You'll have less loss, but your cost of harvesting is a lot higher. So that's, $56 a tonne. Where you come down to, speed it up to 7 kilometres an hour, you're back down to $49 a tonne. And obviously if you keep going faster, the losses increase, quite dramatically. So we're trying to arrive at this sweet point. You've got to maximise the efficiency of your machine while accounting for the losses and the cost of the grain that's lost. So out of all that, you can quite clearly see that if you're going from 5 kilometres an hour to 6 kilometres an hour, there's about a 9.4% decrease in cost per tonne of harvesting. Then if you go from 6 to 7, it's a further 3.3% decrease in cost per tonne of harvesting. So the difference between 5 and 7 kilometres an hour is about 12.3% in dollars per tonne of harvesting. That's at $600 a tonne. Now what happens at $850 a tonne? So we can actually do exactly the same thing and all these ones here are for $850 a tonne. Exactly the same loss amount, exactly the same speeds, exactly the same cost of harvest, which is $700 an hour, but we've got $850 a tonne of canola, which is fine, that's good. So at 5 kilometres an hour, it's at $58 a tonne. 6 kilometres an hour is 54, and 7 kilometres an hour is 54.50. So it costs you 20 cents a tonne more to go to 7 kilometres an hour. So basically from 5 to 7 kilometres an hour, you've got a 6% decrease in cost per tonne of harvest. As far as I know, growers get paid by the tonne all the time. And never got paid by the hectare or the bucket or anything else. It's by the tonne. So out of all that, we still need to be very mindful of the cost of the machine and gaining that maximum efficiency out of the machine. But also, since canola and every other grain this year is pretty high price, which is good, you still got to be wary of that cost. And so it's defining that sweet point. Call it the sweet spot of harvesting. While these machines are very expensive to own and operate, you've got to get the most out of them. And this is what HarvestCalc does. It gives you the information so you can make a decision at things. So, open for discussion.